This guy only needed a sausage to steal his uncle's gold-plated watch without him knowing. His name is Finn. The reason he has to steal is to feed the orphans. Finn brings the spoils to the pawn shop. But that watch has no value. The pawnbroker hands Finn a card. But he disagrees because this is his lucky card. Although the card had some cracks, when it was brought to the casino, Finn still won. Very quickly Finn encountered a master, so he quickly lost all his money. Finn was about to rob his opponent's wallet when he was accidentally dropped by an upstairs employee carelessly dropping a few glasses of wine. At this point, the new uncle revealed that he had a lucky glove. Sure enough, as soon as the uncle finished speaking, he won the casino over $96 million. Finn and his uncle were invited into the room by the security guard because they suspected him of cheating. The uncle quickly activated his gauntlet to take down one of his underlings. At this time, a stranger appeared with 3 cards in his hand. When his hand touched the casino's guard, his arm instantly turned into marbles. His name is Bobby. He threatened that if he didn't give him the card, he would chase his uncle to the end and massacre his entire family. In the end, the uncle had to give his 10-card card to Bobby. Suddenly, a young man in red suddenly appeared as the owner of card 5. He quickly ran over to exchange moves with Bobby. Bobby used the pitching technique to counterattack. During the chaos, Finn stole Bobby's 10 card. Then he steals an expensive car and escapes. Bobby immediately drove after Finn. At this time, the guy in the red shirt quickly rammed the car into the 2 people, causing the 3 to stop on a bridge. Soon, the guy in red had to lie down because he was hit by Bobby's weapon. However, Finn pulls out a double spade, much to Bobby's fear. Finn turns the card into a gun that overwhelms the opponent. After Bobby fell, the red shirt guy suddenly stood up, unexpectedly being shot in the head by a marble but still alive. While the 2 were talking, a car appeared. When he opened his eyes, Finn found himself in an unfamiliar room. The people in the room investigated his identity, date of birth, and all documents about him. Finn grew up in an orphanage. Finn sees his 2 spades and wants to claim it back. At this time, the silver-haired uncle named Bernard revealed that there are 52 cards in the world. The owner of them will have extraordinary power. Currently, the cards are scattered on 4 continents, so the job of the people here is to collect 52 cards. To stop the chaos, Bernard saw the potential of Finn. He wants to recruit you to the team. Their headquarters is disguised as a company that sells expensive cars to the elite. But in fact, inside the store stashed a lot of weapons. Bernard revealed that Finn's pursuer last night was named Bobby. He is a member of a notorious mafia gang, specializing in card hunting. Bernard continued that if Finn agreed to work here, he could earn money to support the orphanage, while also protecting his card. Finn accepts his offer. After Finn joined the team, Bernard tasked Chris with instructing the new employee. Finn wonders why Chris was shot in the head and still alive, but Chris reveals that he possesses the power of immortality. Chris is a young man. Whenever he has free time, he will go to the pub to flirt with girls. At this time, a bald guy came to destroy the shop. Chris taught him a lesson and he had to call him Dad. In the evening, Finn tells his brother, who runs the orphanage, that he has found a well-paid job. So from now on Finn doesn't need to steal anymore. He wants to use real money to raise the children in the orphanage. The next day, Finn was sleeping soundly when he was suddenly woken up. It's only 5:30 a.m. and Chris has woken him up for work. Chris discovered that the target was sitting on an armored vehicle at the North Fork, so he immediately pressed the gas to let the traffic policeman stay behind. Very quickly, they found the armored vehicle. From the car, a guy jumped down, not expecting that person to be a waiter. This guy owns a card that has the ability to enter ghosts, so the gun can't do anything. Furthermore, his physical strength was also enhanced. While the other party was not paying attention, Chris drove a car straight at him and the car plunged into the sea. The weak point of this name is water. At this time, Chris broke the car glass and floated on the water. The waiter abused the card's authority to commit a crime, so the 2 handed him over to the police. After completing the first mission, everyone in the party trusts Finn and considers him a full member of the card organization. Bernard had high hopes for Finn's growth potential, so he called to report the story with the leader of the organization. The next day, Finn is about to go to work when he accidentally witnesses a kidnapping in the middle of the road. But the strange thing is that the kidnapped victim showed no fear at all. The two kidnappers forced him to call his father for ransom, but he said he didn't like it, so he didn't want to call. Finn saw the grievance and helped out. Finn borrowed a motorbike, then opened fire to puncture the tires of the two robbers to rescue the victim. Finn finds out that Leo is a student of a noble school. Perhaps because the family was too rich, they were kidnapped for ransom. Leo, who was saved by Finn, didn't even thank him. On the contrary, he blamed him for arbitrarily shooting on the way to destroy public property. At this time, two new kidnappers appear and reveal the truth. Leo's dad is an asshole. He used the money in the relationship to squeeze the family's company to the point of bankruptcy, eventually leaving them in deep debt. While the three were fighting, the police suddenly appeared. They were arrested. Then they escaped. The police deliberately let them go because they knew their true identity was not simple. After going out, Finn bought a cake to get to know Leo. Before living at the orphanage, he had a traffic accident that led to memory loss and forgot all about the past. Finn discovered that the kid was too rich and had never been on the subway before, so Finn invited him to get on the train to experience. At this moment, the girl who saved the two kidnappers suddenly appeared. She is the owner of the card with the Inferno skill. She burned the entire train carriage, making Finn unable to use the card's power, so the two were captured by them. Fortunately, Finn stole the key to open the handcuffs. Then, he aimed his gun at the pile of materials overhead and shot it down on top of the two young men. But when Finn wanted to shoot the girl with a gun, the bullet was burned to ashes by her hellfire. Meanwhile, a car broke into the fire, saving him from dying. But Chris isn't here to help Finn, he's here to give Leo a suitcase full of 1 million yen cash. So Leo is also a member of the organization. With the power to exchange cash for something of equal value, and Leo decided to trade a rocket launcher. The explosion caused a pile of scrap metal to fall on Leo. Fortunately, Finn was able to push him away before he was in danger. Arriving home, Bernard revealed that Leo's identity was the manager of the automobile branch in the city. In other words, Leo is everyone's boss. Wendy is the only female member of the card organization. Today, Wendy woke up late on her way to work and constantly encountered bad luck, leading to being late for the bus to work. As a result, she was late for work. Accurate time is required as members of the organization must disguise themselves as professional car salesmen. At the end of work, everyone went to the pub. Wendy sat drinking alone at a table and also ordered a lot of beer. In a short time, she has finished a few liters of beer, but she still wants to drink more. As a result of that evening, Wendy was drunk. The next day, Wendy woke up a bit late. Although she still had a headache from drinking too much last night, she caught the bus and quickly got to work. At 8:59 a.m., Wendy suddenly received news that Chris was trapped at the bank during a bank robbery. Because he was protecting two certain people, he was shot. Chris did not dare to show the power of the card in public, so he had to call his teammates. Wendy and VJ quickly drove to the scene. After determining the escape route of the bandits, VJ immediately switched to the skill of growing plants to stop their car. Using her weapon of a katana sword, she defeated 3 gun-wielding robbers in a few basic lanes. However, one of them sneaked up behind and sneaked up on Wendy. Due to the large number of enemies, Wendy couldn't fight them all, so she decided to use her strongest move. However, she seemed to have turned into a different person. Facing the crowd that wanted to attack her, Wendy only swung a sword and defeated them all. And the bandit, after using up all his mana, couldn't clone anymore, so he had to give in. At this time, a metal cage fell from the sky to imprison Wendy. But very quickly, it was destroyed by her. Later, the helicopter was also destroyed by her. Chris quickly drove to stop. While Wendy wasn't paying attention, Finn summoned a pistol that shot down the demonic sword in her hand. By the time Wendy opened her eyes, she was back to normal. The next day, Wendy got up very early to go to work on time. She also personally prepared a nutritious breakfast for Finn, which is a cake to thank him.